Hello, I'm Mabel. A happy semester is over. We have a holiday at last. In the short 4 months, we have 4 projects: the world, materials, artifacts, and the disobeyed objects. I will introduce this project separately. First, on the subject of the world, into class is the disrespect for nature and induced disaster in the world. Human, animal, and nature are coexisting. We should not damage the middle of any child, our wealth. It will bring unaccepted disaster. What I want to say is Ganges River, and Ganges River is the most sacred river in India. It is also the lifeblood of millions of Indians living together. There's Indian living here and also rely on Ganges in daily life, so they call it Mother River. Some of the gods they believe in India are these, and the most important of them is Shiva, whose name is represent our species for thousands of years, and the devout Indian believers were debates and getting death on the shore of Ganges River. Each of the Indian believer, the desire of life is to bathe in the sea of Ganges River, washing in the sins of the body. Indians believe that the water of the Ganges River are clean and pure, but in recent years, the pollution of Ganges River has been beyond control. We can look this video. This is that people threw the dead body in Ganges River. Although it is only a ritual, but it has a big impact on the environment. In my view, human beings and nature should respect each other and live together. It is responsibility of everyone to maintain an ecological balance. Only by observing the laws of nature can we have a better ecological environment. The second project is about materials. I researched about fur. Though the fur coats look very warm and expensive, but producing animal fur is very cruel process. I think it's stolen fashion. People carefully stripped the animal's fur and made them into leather bags and fur coats, which the animals thought were people who stole their coats. The process of making fur is very cool. There are 2 ways to get fur from animals. One is that animals are reared in cramped, dirty cages before being slaughtered, and that the body and mind suffer a great deal of torture. In order to ensure the integrity of fur formed by gas, electric shock, or wring his neck to death, many animals struggling in breech slaughter process, and some have even been sick. Second, wildlife traps, sawtooth traps. This is cruel killings. People cannot resist the temptation of the fur. It is difficult to give up the love of fur, and do not have the heart to hurt animals. Do not have the heart to take the lives of animals as a price in exchange for their own beauty. So artificial fur was born. In the global fashion industry, more and more fashion designers begin to follow the trend of the time, follow the voice of customer for the production of animals, and abandon the use of animal fur in the choice of raw material for fashion design. choreographer, the godfather of fashion said, with the improvement of technology, artificial fur is indistinguishable from real animal fur. In view of the project, I draw some fur coats. And this is producing animal fur. And I think we can change the process. I think no buy fur, no more kill. This is a poster of my painting about don't use animal fur. The third project is about an artifact. I studied the mask. The mask is very common in our life. In Eastern country, they have masquerade mask, carnival mask, but in China we have Tibetan mask and Peking opera mask. I will talk to this mask. First of all, I'm going to talk about the carnival mask of Venice. I did some research on carnival mask. The biggest feature of the carnival in Italy, Venice, is a mask. Mask can be printed directly on the face. You can also buy to wear. Most of the masks are exaggerated, gorgeous, and dramatic. It is said that the traditional dates back to 1,700 years ago. The difference between the degeneration and the poor was temporarily masked by the mask. There are some pictures about Beijing Opera facial mask. From the picture, we can see there are many colors in the face mask, and the different color of the facial mask actually have different symbol. Black represents the character series, white represents cunning. Most of they are bad person. Yellow stands for brave and temper. Blue represents character fortitude. Purple represents state for or justice. For the project, and I did some research, and here are some of the masks I painted. This is some Peking opera official mask. And there are some carnival mask and a masquerade mask. And I make a mask with origami. And the last is this. And I draw some picture about mask. Use the color, mask color. In first, it's about disabled object. I want to study in the previous 3 projects are also applied to the research on this project. You can look at this picture. It's Wake Up Mom. The fur coat is made in the Fox Mom fur. Make a fur coat with the fur of a lot of animal. You can see these 2 pictures. Let's think about it. If people exchange with animals, what will happen? How terrible is it? I think we should refuse to buy animal fur coats. So, for polymer and design a kind of things, our team used against animal fur and designed an anti-fur animal mask. This is my 4 project study in this semester. Through these 4 projects, I have learned a lot of knowledge that is different from my previous major. The teacher told us some research methods and way to find information. These are very useful to me, but in the later research project, I think I should work hard for different projects to find as much information as possible. In the exhibition should also contain more knowledge. It's okay, thank you.